Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Marcel. Marcel is most commonly thought of as the French, German, and Polish form of Marcus, Mark, but it is also widely used among other Slavic people. Marcus is the original Latin form of the name Mark or Marcel, and it's one of the oldest of Roman forenames in existence. In fact, back during antiquity and the classical era, Marcus was one of only a dozen or so given names used for boys. In the 2nd century Roman Empire, Marcus Aurelius, considered a philosopher king and symbolizing much of what was good about Roman civilization, was the last of the 5 good emperors. The etymological origin of the name is not certain. It likely comes from one of 2 places. The first is Mars, the Roman god of war. The second is from the Latin adjective mas, meaning male, virile, which essentially means the same thing. The main source of Mark or Marcel's popularity is owed to the evangelist and author of the second Gospel of the New Testament, as in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Marcel is probably most famously born by French writer Marcel Proust, 1871–1922, known for his epic work à la recherche du temps perdu, In Search of Lost Time, which stands as the longest novel ever written at over 4,000 pages and nearly 1.5 million words. The name Marcel also belongs to French artist Marcel Duchamp, 1887–1968, as well as the internationally acclaimed French mime Marcel Marceau, 1923–2007. As a masculine given name, Marcel is ranked highest in Poland, Austria, and Slovenia, but Marcel is also a top 100 choice in Germany and Spain. Oddly enough, we don't see Marcel on the French naming charts today. Personality of the boy named Marcel. The number 7 personality is deeply mystical and highly in tune with their spirituality. They operate on a different wavelength than the average Joe. Spending time alone comes easily to 7s, as it gives them time to contemplate philosophical, religious, and spiritual ideas in an effort to find real truth. 7s are wise, but often exude mystery as if they are tapped into something the rest of us don't understand. They love the outdoors and are fed by nature. 7s are constantly seeking to understand human nature, our place in the universe, and the mystery of life in general. This makes them quite artistic and poetic, but they are also keen observers with high intellect, so they are equally scientific-minded. 7s are charitable and care deeply about the human condition. Popularity of the boy named Marcel. Marcel has seen relatively sporadic usage over the past 100+ years. Regardless, it's impressive that the name has maintained consistency on the charts at all. This name appeared and disappeared on the charts in the late 1800s and early 1900s, before finally sticking for good in 1911. Sustainage of Marcel on the charts has probably more to do with the immigrant population, as the name is much more European than American. It has never enjoyed anything beyond low-moderate success. Helping to bolster the name's circulation in the States are African Americans who have embraced French-sounding names from time to time. Think André, Antoine, Germain, Lamar, and Tyrell. 2 prominent African Americans who have chosen Marcel for their baby boys are rapper/producer Dr. Dre and actress Taraji P. Henson. Quick facts on Marcel. Gender, boy. Origin, French. Number of syllables, 2. Ranking popularity, 799. Pronunciation, Marcel, French, Marcel, Polish. Simple meaning, god of war, manly, virile. Characteristics of Marcel. Imaginative, wise, philosophical, intuitive, mystical, solitary, eccentric. Cultural references to the baby name Marcel. Literary characters of the baby name Marcel. Marcel is the narrator, M, of Marcel Proust's epic novel, the longest novel in world literature, first published in 7 volumes between 1913 and 1927, 3 posthumously, under the French title, À la recherche du temps perdu. English translations have taken the title Remembrance of Things Past, from Shakespeare's Sonnet 30, well as In Search of Lost Time, a more literal rendition from the French. Marcel embarks upon a long discourse of his life from childhood on, sparked by that famous Madeleine dipped in tea. We are given that life in extraordinary detail, and in such a manner as to make us wonder which is fact and which is fiction. A good measure of both, no doubt. Marcel's reminiscences of being doted upon by a child, of the wise love of a sage servant, of falling in love, of being betrayed, of matching wits with friend and foe, of observing the differences between social strata, all are shared with equal gravity. Marcel is taken with 3 different women, not coincidentally. They all have names that derive from the masculine, and they in turn have some irregular sexual histories. Everyone has secrets, everyone philosophizes endlessly, everyone goes to parties and gossips about each other's lives, and everyone seems to have the time to do everything, whether of import or not, in leisure. In short, which this tome is not, this is a remembrance of times not only past, but of times that have never been, except for the, shall we say, lucky ones, such as Marcel, of his time, of his day, and of his type. Precious is a word that comes to mind. Famous people named Marcel. Marcel Granollers, Spanish tennis player, Marcel Marceau, French mime, Marcel Duchamp, Canadian hockey player, Marcel Proust, French writer, Marcel Duchamp, French artist,